After 50, your body changes fast, and what you think helps may actually hold you back. But there's one overlooked solution that can flip the switch starting today. People assume that staying healthy as we get older is simply a matter of keeping up with routines we've always known. Eat reasonably well, move a little, take a few supplements, and everything should be fine. But hidden beneath the surface, the body begins to respond differently with age. What worked in your 30s or 40s may not work the same way in your 60s or 70s. This silent shift is the hidden problem that so many overlook. So many people struggle with energy, sleep, muscle strength, and recovery despite trying to do the right things. The truth is, body's chemistry changes, and without adjusting to those changes, even good habits can fall short. Problem is not just about diet or exercise, it's about how the body absorbs, processes, and uses nutrients. As we age, stomach acid often decreases, making it harder to extract minerals from food. Muscles naturally lose mass if they aren't challenged in the right way. Hormones shift, sleep patterns less predictable, and energy harder to sustain. Even the way cells handle sugar and oxygen becomes less efficient. All of these quiet changes add up. The result is frustration. People end up taking more supplements, trying new diets, or pushing harder in exercise, but the results don't come because the real issue has never been addressed. Hidden problem is the way so much health advice is designed for younger adults, not seniors. Most supplement labels, diet plans, exercise programs are written with a broad audience in mind without accounting for the unique needs of someone over 55. Harmless may actually interfere with absorption of other nutrients in older adults. A workout plan that promises fat loss may put unnecessary stress on aging joints. That's touted as a superfood may spike blood sugar in ways that are harmful over time. Seniors are often left with one-size-fits-all advice that doesn't fit at all. Disconnect between the advice given and the reality of aging bodies is what keeps the hidden problem alive. Frustrating part is that this hidden problem doesn't announce itself with sudden symptoms. It sneaks in slowly, showing up as mild fatigue, restless sleep, or small changes in mood and focus. These early signs are often brushed off as just getting older, when in reality, from the body that something deeper needs attention. Because they don't seem urgent, many delay taking action until the issues compound. By then, recovery is harder and habits are more difficult to change. Awareness is the first step. Once you see that the problem is not simply age itself, but the mismatch between your body's current needs and the way you're caring for it, you can begin to make the right adjustments. It's important to understand that this hidden problem is not a personal failure. It's not that people lack discipline or willpower. It's biology at work, shaped by decades of living, stress environment, and natural aging. Encouraging news is that once the hidden problem is identified, the solutions are often simpler than people expect. Like changing the time of day you take a vitamin, choosing foods that are easier to digest, or adjusting your exercise to support joints instead of strain them, can restore balance and make a visible difference quickly. The body still has an incredible capacity to heal and adapt even after 60 or 70, but it needs the right inputs. The hidden problem, then aging itself, but the lack of adaptation to aging. The body is always sending signals, always showing patterns that can guide better choices. Signals are ignored or misunderstood, frustration sets in. Seeing the hidden problem clearly gives you the power to address it, and that clarity alone can make the path forward feel lighter. Once the mystery is uncovered, the steps become much easier. Avoid the habits that no longer serve you, the options that fit your stage of life, and apply them consistently. That is how the hidden problem is turned into a hidden strength. The timing of action makes all the difference, and that is why this moment matters more than ever. Many people wait until problems are severe before making changes. Small signs push through fatigue or dismiss aches and restless nights as normal parts of aging. But the truth is, what seems small today often becomes tomorrow's crisis. That is why it matters now, not next year, not after a doctor's warning, not once you feel completely drained. The window of opportunity to strengthen your body, protect your health, and preserve independence is always closing or opening depending on the choices you make. Acting now means you are building a foundation that will carry you through the years ahead. Waiting only narrows your options and makes recovery harder. Another reason it matters now is the pace at which muscle, energy, and resilience can decline with age. The body is adaptable, but it is also efficient. If you are not giving it what it needs, it will conserve energy by breaking down muscle, slowing metabolism, and altering hormone signals. These changes happen silently but quickly, often within months. For example, decrease in muscle mass may seem unimportant until you notice difficulty standing up from a chair, climbing stairs, or carrying groceries. Acting today prevents that slow decline from stealing your mobility and confidence tomorrow. The earlier you recognize the need for change, strength, and vitality, you can protect. This also matters now because modern life makes it easy to overlook hidden risks. The shelves are packed with supplements and health claims. Advertisements are everywhere, each one suggesting that one pill or product can solve everything. Seniors in particular are often targeted with promises of quick fixes. But many of these solutions are either unnecessary or even harmful, and medications can interact in ways that weaken rather than strengthen. Foods marketed as healthy can spike blood sugar or inflame the digestive system. Taking action now means learning to cut through the noise, choosing wisely, and focusing only on what truly supports long-term health. Risks falling deeper into cycles of confusion and wasted effort. It also matters now because energy and sleep are directly linked to daily quality of life. If you wake up tired, spend your day sluggish, and go to bed restless, it affects everything: your mood, your focus, your relationships, and even your motivation to take care of yourself. These are not issues to push aside for later. The more they are ignored, the more they chip away at your joy and independence. By paying attention now, you give yourself the chance to wake up with energy, move through your day with ease, and enjoy evenings without nagging discomfort. Those are not small luxuries, they are the building blocks of a fulfilling life. There is also the reality that the future is not promised. Every year, the body ages whether you acknowledge it or not. Perfect time to change habits or try something new only wastes the time you still have. The truth is, the perfect time never comes. It must be created by choosing to act in the present. What matters is not perfection but consistency, massive changes but simple ones done daily. A small improvement now will compound into greater strength, sharper focus, and deeper rest later. But only if the step is taken now, not postponed until it feels urgent. Finally, it matters now because this stage of life is about more than just avoiding illness, creating the freedom to live fully. Health is not just about numbers on a lab test, it is about the ability to travel, play with grandchildren, work in the garden, and enjoy a meal without discomfort and feel confident in your own body. Those experiences are either expanded or limited by the choices you make today. Now is not just about adding years to your life, but adding life to your years. That is the reward of paying attention today instead of waiting for tomorrow. Powerful steps in protecting your health is knowing what to avoid. It's not only about adding the right foods, vitamins, it's also about cutting out the things that quietly drain your energy, weaken your body, and rob you of vitality. Focus on what they should start doing, but ignoring the harmful habits and hidden traps is just as important. When you know what to avoid, a chance to heal, reset, and thrive without unnecessary obstacles. First, avoid relying too heavily on quick fixes and packaged solutions. The market is flooded with protein powders, supplements, and so-called miracle cures. While some may help, many are filled with additives, artificial sweeteners that do more harm than good. For example, powders that promise instant muscle strength often come loaded with chemicals your body doesn't need. Nourishing your system, they put extra stress on your liver, kidneys, and digestive tract. Sense of security, while the real problems of diet and lifestyle remain unaddressed. Another trap to avoid is over-supplementation. With the best intentions, end up taking too many pills, vitamins, minerals, or herbal blends, believing more must be better. The truth is that excess can be dangerous. Certain vitamins, when taken in high doses, can harm the heart, liver, or bones instead of protecting them. For example, too much calcium without balance from magnesium or vitamin K can increase the risk of stiff arteries rather than strengthening bones. The key is balance, not abundance. To say no to unnecessary supplements is just as vital as knowing which ones truly support you. Avoiding poor food choices is equally important. Processed foods, low fat, sugar-free, often hide harmful ingredients. Excess refined sugars, trans fats, and artificial additives weaken the body over time and raise inflammation, disrupt hormones, and damage blood vessels. For seniors, this can accelerate muscle loss, joint pain, and circulation problems. The foods to avoid are often the most convenient ones: packaged snacks, fast food, and frozen dinners. They save time but steal health. Choosing whole, processed foods whenever possible is the most reliable way to fuel the body without the hidden costs. Another area to watch is habits that weaken sleep. Overlook how stimulants like caffeine or alcohol affect their nights. A cup of coffee late in the afternoon or a glass of wine in the evening may feel harmless. Deep sleep cycles, which are critical for recovery and energy. Over time, poor sleep builds into fatigue, lower immunity, and even muscle breakdown. Late-day stimulants, heavy meals close to bedtime, and excessive screen use before sleep gives your body the rest it truly needs. It is also important to avoid inactivity. A sedentary lifestyle is one of the most damaging habits for seniors. Sitting for long stretches, due to fear of injury or simply falling into routines of stillness, weakens muscles faster than almost anything else. Avoiding movement is essentially teaching the body to shut down. Even gentle joint-friendly activities, like walking, stretching, light resistance, are far better than none. The habit to avoid here is not exercise itself, but the excuses that prevent consistent movement. Finally, the trap of waiting until something feels urgent. Many seniors only change when they're forced to after a diagnosis or serious health scare. But waiting for pain or crisis makes the path harder. The sooner you remove harmful habits, the easier it is for the body to bounce back. Avoid the mindset that health can be put off until tomorrow. Every choice today either adds to your strength or subtracts from it. Avoiding the wrong supplements, food choices, harmful habits, and the temptation of delay is just as important as adopting the right practices. What you avoid clears the space for what truly helps. To shortcuts, processed foods, and wasted time, you create room for strength, energy, and resilience to grow naturally. Often begins with simplicity. Instead of chasing complex formulas or endless lists of do's and don'ts, when the focus shifts to the core essentials the body truly needs. Our bodies are remarkably wise and resilient, of healing and strengthening when given the right inputs. Choosing better is not about adding stress or making life complicated. It's about turning toward what works, safe, and what consistently delivers results for energy, strength, and long-term vitality. A better choice begins with food. Whole, unprocessed, rich foods are the foundation of strong muscles, steady energy, and protection against decline. For seniors, that means meals filled with lean proteins, colorful vegetables, healthy fats, and clean sources of carbohydrates. Eggs, fish, beans, leafy greens, nuts, and berries are timeless choices that nourish without overburdening the body. Unlike packaged supplements or artificial powders, real foods deliver not just one nutrient, but entire combinations of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that work together in harmony. Every bite of whole food is an investment in vitality. When it comes to vitamins and minerals, the better choice is balance and quality over quantity. List of pills without guidance. It is smarter to choose a handful of targeted nutrients that research shows support aging bodies. Magnesium, full relaxation, energy production, and sleep quality. Vitamin D, often lacking in older adults, strengthens bones and the immune system, aid in energy metabolism and brain clarity. Omega-3 fatty acids calm inflammation and protect the heart. These are the kinds of essentials that consistently make a difference. choice is to identify what truly matters for your unique body rather than swallowing handfuls of pills, just in case. Movement is another area where better choices pay off. Exercise out of fear of injury or because it feels overwhelming, but the better choice is not strenuous workouts or punishing routines. It's gentle, consistent movement that matches your ability. Walking, light resistance exercises, stretching, and balance training are safe, full ways to keep muscles alive and joints flexible. The body responds positively to what it does regularly, not what it does occasionally in extremes. A few minutes every day is far better than hours once in a while. The better choice is consistency, not intensity. In lifestyle, choice often comes down to prioritizing rest and recovery. Sleep is one of the most overlooked healers. Deep rest gives the body time to repair muscles, regulate hormones, and clear the mind. Instead of relying on stimulants to push through the day or sleeping pills to force rest, the better choice is setting up an environment that encourages natural sleep. A relaxing evening routine, and turning off screens before bed allow the body to reset itself. Sleep is not a luxury, it is a better choice that renews strength daily. Even mindset plays a role in better choices. Instead of focusing on fear, decline cannot be controlled, shifting toward empowerment makes all the difference. Choosing to see health as a daily practice rather than a one-time fix creates hope and momentum. Every walk, every glass of water, every balanced meal, night of rest becomes a step forward. The better choice is to focus on progress, not perfection, and to celebrate small wins that build into lasting change. At its heart, the better choice is about replacing shortcuts and confusion with clarity and intention. It's about choosing real food over processed substitutes, over excess, gentle movement over stillness, and rest over exhaustion. It's not about doing everything perfectly, but about making steady, wiser decisions that compound over time. With each better choice, the body grows stronger, energy returns, and the possibility of a healthier future expands. Application made easy begins with understanding that health doesn't require drastic overhauls or complicated systems. Lasting habits are often the simplest ones, woven gently into the rhythm of everyday life. Instead of searching for perfect plans that demand too much time or energy, it's about identifying small, repeatable steps that anyone can follow. These steps stack up like building blocks, forming a strong foundation that supports vitality, resilience, and peace of mind without creating overwhelm. One of the most effective ways to apply healthy principles is to anchor them to routines you already follow. Coffee or tea in the morning, pair that ritual with a glass of water to start the day hydrated. If you sit down for dinner each night, also be a chance to pause, chew slowly, and savor food instead of rushing. Linking a new behavior to an existing one ensures it feels natural rather than forced. Over time, these connections become second nature into healthier patterns without effort. When it comes to food, daily application does not mean rigid dieting or cutting out everything you love. Making one better choice at each meal. Add an extra serving of vegetables, swap processed snacks for nuts or fruit, or choose water over sugary drinks. These small upgrades make an immediate difference in how you feel, yet they don't demand perfection. By framing food choices as opportunities rather than restrictions, become a chance to fuel the body with strength instead of a battle of willpower. Movement can be applied in the same simple way. Daily exercise doesn't need to mean hours in a gym. It can be as easy as a short walk after meals, gentle stretches before bed, standing up and moving every half hour during the day. If you have stairs, use them as part of your daily routine. If you enjoy music, for a few minutes in your living room. The key is to treat movement as part of living, not as a chore. A few consistent minutes of activity do more for long-term health than occasional bursts of strenuous effort. Rest and recovery also have practical daily applications. Setting a consistent bedtime, dimming lights in the evening, and shutting down screens an hour before sleep all support the body's natural rhythm. These actions may seem small, but together they allow deeper rest, which fuels energy, focus, and healing the next day. Morning routines can also set the tone, stepping outside into natural light for a few minutes, taking deep breaths, Practicing gratitude can shift the body and mind toward balance before the day unfolds. Applying health practices daily also involves mindset. Instead of approaching each day with pressure or guilt about what wasn't done yesterday, focus on one action that can be done today. A single intention each morning: drink more water, take a short walk, or add greens to lunch. Achieving one intention creates momentum, confidence. Over time, those single actions accumulate into habits, and habits shape health without feeling overwhelming. Technology can even help make daily application easier. Setting reminders on a phone to stand up, stretch, or drink water is a simple tool to keep healthy habits front of mind. Step counter or journaling meals helps track progress and identify patterns. Important factor is not the tools themselves, it is the consistency of using them in ways that feel supportive, not stressful. Ultimately, daily application made easy is about embracing the truth that small things matter. You don't need a perfect plan to experience real results. You need a handful of consistent practices that align with your life and bring steady benefits. By focusing on small, repeatable actions, becomes less about effort and more about rhythm, less about rules and more about flow. Every day becomes a new opportunity to apply one choice that strengthens the body, the mind, and uplifts the spirit.